Well, good afternoon, everyone. Pastor Daniel checking in once again for another weekly video update. Now, last week I did not do a video update because when last Thursday came around, which is usually the time that I video these, there wasn't a lot of fresh breaking news in the church. It was actually kind of a slow week. But then shortly after, on Friday afternoon, we got a key piece of information and a decision that was made that would be important for a video update. And so what I did was I added the video update to the end of last Sunday's worship service. But unfortunately, a lot of people didn't get the note that there was going to be a video update after the service, and it was missed by a lot of people. So I'm going to go back over that piece of information today. This video update will have 3 parts that I'd like to update everyone on. The first part is to catch everyone up on our Easter season giving. Since we have begun, we have to date raised a grand total of $3,600. I'm excited about that figure. I just give thanks and praise to God for God's faithfulness throughout this time, seeing us through this kind of financially difficult and challenging times of coronavirus, that even though people are strapped financially, they are still finding ways and means to give to the church during this time. So I just say thank you to everyone who has given. We are almost there. If you remember, our goal for Easter season was $4,500. What this was to close a gap in our budget for the giving that normally happens on Easter Sunday morning in worship, but since we could not gather on Easter Sunday morning in person, that offering was not taken, and so we're trying to do it now throughout the season of Easter. So we are almost there. We're $900 away from our goal. For those that keep track with the calendar, you would know that not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday, May 31st, is Pentecost Sunday. Pentecost Sunday means the end of the Easter season. So we essentially have 1 week left to try to hit that $4,500 mark. So we've got $900 to continue to raise between now and Pentecost Sunday. And I'm just excited to see what happens, what the people here at Holy Trinity can do, and what God does to see what happens by the time we get to Pentecost. So that's an update on our Easter season giving. The second update involves our virtual coffee hour. Simply wanted to say that seems to be a big hit. Everyone who's been participating in the virtual coffee hour is enjoying our conversations, is enjoying the various topics that have come up. The virtual coffee hour takes place every Sunday morning at 11:30 a.m. It's through our Zoom platform. I send the information out approximately every Saturday night right before the Sunday of the Zoom call. Just so you know, I have to send new information with new logins for the Zoom call every single meeting that we have. This is a security protocol. So if you wish to participate in the virtual coffee hour, you need to make sure you're on our emailing list and that you're getting those emails that go out the Saturday night prior that have the instructions and the login information to get onto our virtual coffee hour. But we've been having a good time. We've discussed all sorts of topics. People get to ask their questions of what's going on in the church, what's going on in the diocese in regards to COVID-19, what's the schedule of things to come. People have asked everything from explain the vestments that you're wearing. They're different than a normal Sunday. And we had a lengthy conversation last Sunday about church music, which was a lot of fun for people. So I commend that to you, and if it's something of interest, please join us, because we do have a lot of fun at our virtual coffee hours. The third piece of information that I want to talk about is the main piece of information that I handed out last Sunday. That is centered around the reopening of our thrift store. So for those that may not have heard yet, Our thrift store has now reopened. It reopened this past Monday. This is the product of several weeks of research and planning. Way back when our governor here in Florida started to reopen retail, way back on May the 4th, we began to look at possibly reopening the thrift store. And that kicked off 2 whole weeks of research and planning to develop a plan that if we did reopen the thrift store, how could we do so that would be safe for our employees and volunteers and also safe for our customers. Ultimately, a rather rigorous policies and procedures was put in place, and that went to our vestry, and the vestry discussed it and then ultimately decided to approve the opening of the thrift store. And so that opening happened this past Monday. One of the main reasons why we decided to open the thrift store is the fact that it is a mission and an outreach to our community. At a time when unemployment rates are becoming very high, people are financially strapped within their homes. Places like our thrift store are necessary for folks to come and get affordable items that they need for their homes and for themselves. And we can offer that to the community. The thrift store here at Holy Trinity is an outreach and a mission to our community. It is the mission of this church. And the volunteers and the staff consider it a mission and an outreach of their own. And the customers were really wanting us to open. They have the needs, and they were wanting us to open so that they could get those affordable items for themselves. So we decided that even amidst the risk, if we could put together a good plan to not only protect ourselves but to protect our customers, that it was worth going ahead and opening the thrift store. And as I said, that went ahead and occurred this past Monday. So please keep our thrift store employees and volunteers in your prayers, that they can go about their mission and ministry and not get sick in any kind of way, that everyone will stay healthy, and that this thrift store would be a beacon of hope and ministry to our community. So those are the announcements that I have for you. Once again, feel free to join us on our coffee hour. It's a wonderful place to continue to ask questions. I hope to have another video update this time next week with further updates on what's going on in our church and our diocese. But until then, as I've always said at the end of almost every video, until we can gather again, and until we can be in the same place, in person and face to face, just know that my prayers are with each and every one of you, and may God's blessings be with us all. Bye-bye now.